Hi, shining souls. Welcome and happy full moon in Aquarius. Today we are doing a collective pick a pile. So you see 5 piles in front of you. And they are actually piles this time. So to help you pick a pile, I added some crystals. I will walk you through those in a second. So you can already pick your pile, whichever speaks to you. I'm sure you already know how those works, but this is a general reading, so leave or pick what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are drawn to more than one pile, feel welcome to listen to both and take what resonates the most. Some may have similar messages and similar energy. That's because that's the message the collective needs to hear the most at the moment. And I hope this full moon brings you a lot of blessings. And being in Aquarius, I picked a kind of aquatic theme, this is the Beyond Lemuria deck. That is a very pretty one, and I went with this deck first, and then I added the other decks to let them speak to you. We have a mix of oracle cards and also tarot cards. And now let's have a closer look at the crystals so you can decide better. A wonderful purple amethyst cluster for pile number 1. A selenite tower for pile number 2. Pile number 3 has a pink agate slice. Pile number 4 has this wonderful green aventurine obelisk. And pile number 5 has a wonderful chunk of sodalite. So now feel free to skip ahead to the pile you picked, and I see you there. Welcome pile number 1 with the wonderful purple amethyst. That does not focus at the moment, but amethyst is a protective stone. It calms your mind and spirit and is great for meditation. So let's see what message this pile has. We have the cards Air, Paradigm Shift from the Beyond Lemuria deck, Be Authentic, Gentleness, Temperance, A Deep Breath, and the Chariot. So this reading talks about you acting defensively or aggressively to hide that you are feeling vulnerable. It feels like you are in a battle at the moment. This card, that's why those two are paired together. This card is also talking about being in a fight or flight mode, that you need to come out of this mindset of battling, of fighting something. And how do you come out of it? With gentleness and being authentic. That's where these cards connect. Being authentic is about making your own choices, speaking your truth, shining your light. Don't fall for comparison or competition. Don't let fear hold you back. That's all the same message here. And once you are successful in choosing love over fear and acknowledging that you are unique in this world, you have the paradigm shift. And then you will reach what the Temperance card stands for. Adapting to the situations with a calm mind and calm heart, and being in balance and finding peace and tranquility and just feeling content. So you need to overcome the current battle you're fighting, and you need to do this with coming into yourself and not letting fear stop the things you want to do. This card is also talking about having faith and sharing wisdom. This is very much the same the Be Authentic card says. It's, like I said, it's about not holding back. It's about speaking your truth, making your own choice. And this is all with a very gentle touch. It is valid that you have been in fight or flight mode, but it's time to give yourself the gentleness and the compassion to get out of it. This is the right time to make those changes in your life and to live your true authentic self. Welcome, pile number 2 with the wonderful selenite tower. The selenite is for purification, clearing, and positive energy. So how can we bring this positive energy in for you? Let's see what we have here. We're starting with the 5 of inspirations, 5 of wands. Here we have Call of the Muse, Go with the Flow, New Blueprints, and Play. The cards did not fit exactly in the order I wanted to fit them in the picture, so bear with me a little bit. But let's see what the current message for you is here. I feel this is kinda like a career reading. The 5 of Wands talks about struggle, oppression, opposition, temper, clashing egos, irritation, frustration, also a lack of cooperation. And then we have here the play card, which very visually shows cooperation. So this is talking about overcoming the lack of creativity and the lack of it's like overcoming the feeling of being stuck. We have here go with the flow and call of the muse and play. Those three go very well together here, and the overall theme is the Beyond Lemuria card. This is New Blueprints. New Blueprints talks about being the change you wish to see and creating a ripple of light. You feel currently overwhelmed by all that is going on. There are clashing egos. You're not coming forward. You work against so many different things and you struggle to reach where you want to go. With a new blueprint, with shifting your focus to what is possible rather than what your end goal is, you take baby steps. And for those baby steps, you also need to call in your muses and your creativity. You have forgotten to live out the creativity in the moment. You were hyper focused on a goal and you need to go with the current flow. Stop resisting, and then things will go smoothly. You need to let go of the outcome you had on your mind, of your own ego and your own irritation and frustration, and call back your creativity and go with the current state of being and the current flow, and rediscover what made you starting this project or this path in the first place. Like you had joy when you started and you are currently not, and that's why you need to call back your creativity and go with the new blueprints, shifting your focus. Like dancers, once they make dance their profession, or athletes, they all must remember the joy of movement, why they started this. A writer needs to remember the gratification just writing brings them once they feel stuck and in a rut. Artists and musicians need to reconnect with the art and the joy it gave them in the first place. That's why they started this line of work. And that's how you overcome the current frustration. And once you reach that and you go with the flow and you focus on what's possible at the moment rather than the desired outcome, you will reach a way better outcome than you expected. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Welcome, pile number 3, with the pink agate lace. This talks about emotional healing, creativity, confidence, but also the pink agate slice. This stone speaks about emotional healing, creativity, confidence, but also about the parent and child relationship, and therefore also about inner child healing. So this reading feels like talking about your spiritual path. We have the 8 of materials, 8 of pentacles here. This card talks about hard work, commitment, dedication. This card talks about that you are already putting in the work. You are learning skills that will help you later. You are already putting in the work. It is learning about whatever path you choose to be on. It is doing the shadow work. It is all the ways you can learn in the spiritual realm. You are already on the right path here. So this is just more confirmation that you are on the right path and what you should remember on this way there. Let's start with the two cards in the middle here. Those are mermaids. This deck does only have one mermaid. That's the Cosmic Dancer deck. I made a video about already. Check that out if you haven't. So this card says be fluid, and here we have innocence. Innocence is the ability for seeing things like a child, and that is very much a gift. And you went onto this path with a very innocent heart. Keep that in mind. It doesn't mean you are naive. Innocence and being naive are two different things. Choose flow over fixity. You can still create chance, but be present in the current moment. Like, don't fight this feeling. Your innocence is a gift, and your innocence help you to adapt to the environment. This card calls you to be like water and allow yourself to change when needed. Like, water has so many different states. It can freeze, it can boil, it can melt, it can evaporate, whatever is needed, and so can you. But it's still water. It is still you at the core. And when you remember those things, these two things will happen. I'm going with the Beyond Lemuria card first. This is called Furred and Feathered Friends. This is talking about your animal spirit guides, a greater awareness that will come to you about the spirit guides that are already on your way, and also about the messages you are getting, and you being better able to understand the messages that are already on your way. Have a look at the animals specifically in this current moon cycle, in this full moon cycle that's coming up. There's a message for you, and you are not alone on the way. And it is an important message, because this all will lead to a burst of magic. This card talks about a higher knowing that will come to you, that will call you. And that is very much connected to the animal spirits. And it will just come to you, flip, in a matter of seconds. It will pop out of the blue, but it will be very much a positive change. And that is the magic you were waiting for. So keep going this way you are currently on. You are doing everything great. Mail number 4. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You picked this wonderful green aventurine obelisk. Green aventurine is for leadership qualities, but also for prosperity and luck. So let's see what this reading has for us. I'm going with this card first. This is the Three of Voices, Three of Swords in reverse. So, who hurt you? What's going on? The good thing, it is in reverse. And then we have Earth, nurture nature, consult your body's wisdom, be spontaneous, a grand symphony, and this, my friends, is the 10 of emotions, the 10 of cups. So when we all weave this together, you had a huge event of heartbreak, sorrow, unhappiness, sadness in your past. And now you are overcoming this. You are recovering from this. You are ready to move on from this. You came out of a phase that is talking about the natural cycle, like this card, Earth, Nature, Nurture Nature, is talking about death and rebirth at the part of the natural cycle. The need of physical healing, solid foundations, grounding, and also finding your roots and feeling safe and secure in your roots. The human mind likes to categorize. So we tend to categorize experiences as good or bad. But some experiences that bring us sorrow and grief are neither good or bad. They just are. They are part of human life. And once we accept that and we actually settle into this knowledge, we can overcome the grief. This is where this card comes into play. This card is talking about stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, seeing the circle of life. You are part of the whole. You are part of the grand symphony life is. And once you have found solid foundation in your roots, you step back and see it's all part of the bigger picture. You are free to take a new step forward, to consult your body's wisdom, to listen to your body, to tune in with what you read, to tune in with what you need right now. And this will lead to the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups in tarot is the happiness and the fulfillment card. It is emotional, spiritual fulfillment, happiness. It represents feeling happy and secure with the things and the outcome. What helps you to get there, except for listening to your body, is also being spontaneous. Do something that takes you out of your routine. Mix things up in a positive way. I don't know, take the class you're thinking about for a while already. try a new hobby you were considering for a while, go to a new place. With a new place and being spontaneous while still listening to the reaction your body gives you, that will lead you to the bigger happiness here. And that's how you overcome the heartbreak you went through. You can very much apply this all to a relationship reading, like a love relationship, but it does not necessarily need to be a love relationship. It can also be the heartache you feel over losing a best friend, losing a parent, and remember that you are your own parent now, but that they still play a big part in your life. So that is what I have for you, pile number 4. Pile number 5. You really said blue. You went with the blue sodalite, and this reading said, okay, blue and yellow, and that's it. So let's see what we have here. Sodalite is for enhancing your intuition. It stimulates creativity. It's one of the best meditation stones. It also enhances communication. And this reading is talking about the need to build the future for yourself right now. And that you need to actively work on it and actively build it at the moment. This reading might be kind of short because this is very much double meaning here. Like, these two cards are so intertwined. They basically go for the same thing. So I will talk about them together. This card talks about putting in the work. Right now, and this card is the Moose of Voices, aka the King of Swords. This card is talking about logic, being rational, structure. It's also talking about using your head and judgment. And that's very much what you need to build the future. I wanted to put the card over here, but it didn't really fit in the picture, so I was like, eh. Because this card is basically in a tarot deck the the fame card, kinda. Like, the Six of Wands is talking about victories, having the advantage and achievements, stability, strength, sometimes also fame in some context. But to go there, you need to build the future right now. And how? With balance, release, and with the logic mind. You currently did not honor that side enough. You focus too much on one side. That is also very much what the home cards makes you remember. often we focus too much on one side. Like, for example, once we are on the spiritual journey, we often focus on the spiritual side too much, and we forget about the part that makes us human and the part that is messy and dirty and very much here in the now. And here we have the same, but in reversed. This is talking about focusing too much over on the body and the need to create a sacred space for spirituality. So these are two cards are the same coin. These two cards are both talking about creating a home, creating a temple space, and the need to create the future once again. And then the things will be super bright, and the outcome will be super positive. But for that, you need to work more with your mind to reach the goals you want to reach. Be a little bit more logic. Don't let your emotions get the better of you. And that is what I have for you, pile number 5. That was short but sweet. So for everyone who sticked around to watch the entire video, thank you so much for sharing space, and see you in the next one.